Hello everyone, and welcome to another Rummy review, and today we are taking a look at the Link action figure from the FIGMA series. This is the first figure that I'm looking at from the FIGMA line, and I'm actually pretty excited because I'm a big fan of Legend of Zelda, and yeah, I've been wanting a Link figure since I picked up a Super Nintendo controller way back when, and played Ocarina of Time. So yeah, this is probably one of my favorite figures that I own, simply because it comes with some super cool gear. And yeah, it's got a lot of articulation, and its quality is right up there with SH Figure Arts. So before we actually get into the figure, I'm going to show off the packaging, which really isn't too much. I mean, you got the window there where the figure would be sitting. We got a few logos right there, Max Factory, the Good Smile Company, all associated with FIGMA. We have Link's name here at the bottom in English and in Japanese. We have the video game logo right there, Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, which this figure is from, specifically. The product number, which is 153, in the line of figures in general from this company. We have the Nintendo seal of approval, so yes, Nintendo has licensed this. It is legit, so you don't have to worry about this being some sort of a fake, cheap knockoff brand. We have Link right there. More stuff we've seen at the front. I believe it's the same on either side, pretty much. We just have more shots of Link like that. We have, again, the same thing at the bottom or whatnot. We got a more dynamic pose right there of Link on the left side of the box. And on the back, of course, we have all the poses, or just a few of the poses that you can put him in, all referenced from the game, as you can see there. Got some warning stuff here. Do not eat any of the figures' parts, you know, basic, tell you what not to do with it. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the box. The figure itself is pretty cool. It's got at least, I think, 17 points of articulation. So yes, we have the head swivel. We have actually the cap swivel too, which is pretty cool. You can move the cap around, which will actually come in handy considering that the sword kind of gets in the way. We have elbow joints right here. We have wrist joints, shoulder joints. We have, I believe, yeah, torso swivel. We have thigh articulation. We have it in the knees, the ankles, and the toes. His tunic is a solid green plastic on the chest part, but around the actual kilt area, it's very flexible rubber, so you can move it around with the legs, so it doesn't hinder any articulation, which is really good. I really like that. Of course, his different body parts can be swapped, so his hair, face, and hands specifically. Now, before we get into that, we're going to take a look at some of the gear that he has. So as you can see, he comes with a variety of different hand pieces that come neatly assorted in this little block here. So he's got the upward sword holding hands. He's got, I guess, a kind of a clap hand or semi-open hand. He's got standard holding grip and high five hands. And yeah, one for each side, or one for each arm. So there's that. He has an alternative face piece, which is a more aggressive screaming face right there. We have some more in-motion frantic hair right here for, I guess, simulate movement of some sort, which I guess makes sense. We have a motion piece here for the sword, which is really cool. I will show that off when we get into displaying the figure. Now, the best parts, I think, with this figure is, of course, the Highland Shield right here. Comes off a little bit of a brighter blue on this camera. It's actually a dark navy, but it almost looks sky blue. Hence the game's title, you know. Both these handles do come off, so you can attach them, you know, properly, but, you know, we'll get into that in just a second here. Now, that's the Highland Shield. Now, the Master Sword, the piece of resistance, as it were, of this entire set, I think, looks really nice. This camera is really not doing it justice. Again, the hilt, or, you know, the handle part here, looks a lot brighter than it really is. It's actually a really deep purpley navy blue, much like the shield, but it comes off really bright on the camera. The blade itself isn't just a gray, it's actually a very shiny azure kind of blue, I guess, for the blade. The actual sharp ends of the sword are gray or silver. As you can see here, it's got the Triforce insignia right there at the base of the blade. And you can see all the little intricate gem details and stuff of the sword's design. And of course the hilt has also been well crafted as well. You can see all the straps and stuff. And the pommel of the sword does come off, so you can slide the blade in and out of Link's hand. So that's the sword. Also, the Master Sword Scabbard basically just goes right into Link's back, like this, with a peg piece, similar to the Trunks figure that we saw in the SH figure line. And it also looks really well detailed, as you can see. It's got, you can see like where all the little bolts are, the little strap here around the top. You can see the Triforce, and all the nice little details of the scabbard. And the sword basically just slides in like so, which is a good thing. It hasn't really damaged the sword itself, and that was what I was worried about. I think I actually put it in kind of jagged. Yeah, I did. So, different from the Trunks sword that we saw in the SH figure line, the blade just goes right into the sheath. There isn't like a separate hilt that just sits at the top. But yeah, if you put it in right, not like me, who's an idiot, then it's no problem. It just slides in and out of the scabbard, like so. Now, the shield, how that works, I'm going to take out one of his wrist pieces, and it just sticks on like this. And then, what you do is you just slide the handpiece into the wrist, and you take the rubber part of the shield handle, and if I get this in right and I don't mess it up, which I think I did, and there we go, and the shield just attaches easily, like so, kind of, you know. If you're like me and you're kind of stressing to do it on camera, it's a little harder obviously, but you know, you get through it. Now, of course, Link wouldn't be complete without his Master Sword, which we are also going to put in, and that, fortunately, is a lot easier. So again, another, let's say, standard grip hand. Take the pommel off of the end of the sword, slide it in, attach the pommel, and slide it in, and boom, there you go. You got Link ready for battle. Scabbard, of course, why don't we just put that back into his back there. Really cool. I really like this figure. This is probably one of the, again, I said this before, one of the best figures I ever owned. Mostly because it's nostalgic, but, you know, the sword and the shield look beautiful, honestly. Like, they're probably one of the best looking weapons I've seen on an action figure. And, of course, he also comes with an alternative face piece right here. So, how that works is that we just pull out his hair. Again, this is also how you swap the hair. Take out this face piece. Now, we're going to change his hair too as well. And we'll put in the alternative hair piece, which basically just has his sideburn bang things slightly flowing around. And I guess his hair's slightly messier, I think. Yeah, just a little bit, but not really too much. And boom, there you go. Actually casts a shadow over his face, so it's kind of hard to see it. But, you know, yeah, it looks pretty sick. And the motion piece right here just slides in like that. And there you go. You got him with sword swinging motion. Now, that's pretty much everything, I think. I mean, there are these hand pieces, but they don't do anything aside from having the look on the figure. They don't hold anything or they don't do anything, so there's really no point. But yeah, that's pretty much Link. He comes with this little clear pedestal here. So you can, you know, angle him in the air if you can have him, you know, get too gung-ho with this on camera. But yeah, you can get pretty crazy, of course, and pose him. And you know, when Link is done slaying bokoblins and whatnot, just sheath the sword like that. And if you want to, you can also put the shield on his back as well, just like the game. So how that works is pretty much the exact same thing that I've shown you, but we will be removing this rubber piece, and we will take the sword, scabbard, and we'll put it like that vertically down the shield, and put the plastic handle vertically across the back of the shield, like so. And it just sits in like that with a little knob. And I'm just going to remove this. It's getting in the way. And boom, there you go. Now he looks just like the model from the game. Looks really cool. How many times have I said that about a figure? You know, that's all I can really say. Now, the only issue that this does have is that, obviously, it jiggles a lot, which, you know, you can't really help. But the head can't really move with the sword in the back because, you know, it kind of hits the hilt of the sword. So it kind of hinders a bit of movement like that. And also, I did have a few issues. If the waist or the scabbard are moved too far apart, then the shield will just slide right down the scabbard. Because really, the only thing that's keeping the shield from falling off is a little nub here, and the pressure from the back that keeps it sturdy and resting on the scabbard. So you can't really move him around too much with the sword and the shield holstered, but it's still really awesome and really cool. You know, there's only so much you can do. But yeah, that's pretty much the Link Skyward Sword figure from FIGMA. So once again, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, comment. It helps me out a lot. I think I've said this more than enough times now, but really, it does. And thank you guys so much for staying with me. For those who are staying with me, I know I've been sort of slacking in my content recently, but I haven't really had the opportunity to do so because I've been busy with personal things, which I might actually update in a vlog. But getting off topic here, yes, so if you enjoyed this video, please, by all means, subscribe if you haven't, share it with buds, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.